Hello everyone, welcome to another video. I couldn't really sleep, so I decided, why don't I make a weather update for you guys? I was planning on doing one earlier today, but I had some stuff to do, so I thought it would be a good idea to do it right now. So it's a late night tropical update, and my device is not charged very well, probably because it's towards the end of the day. But anyway, enough of that. Let's get started. So, to start off, we have the Week 1 and Week 2 Climate Prediction Center hazards outlook. So, not much has changed. And we're going to be focused on the Atlantic and East and a little bit of the Eastern Pacific today. But Eastern Pacific, we still have that high chance of formation, which has become Yvette. And then we have a moderate chance of formation in the Atlantic. That's really it. Tropical storm Yvette update. It is 35 miles an hour, moving west at 3 miles an hour, and its last advisory should be issued by tomorrow afternoon, evening. That's when its last advisory should be issued by. So we're not really, and if we look at the wind speed probabilities, yeah. So we're not going to really be focusing on that. It was named, but now it's a tropical depression again. So of course I sped through that introduction about the late night update and the Eastern Pacific, and so now let's get on to the main feature of the video, which is talking about the Atlantic. So August 4th update came out. I saw it. I don't know if you guys saw it. I forgot to show it in earlier videos, or maybe I did. Either way, they're predicting 14 to 20 named storms, still 6 to 10 hurricanes, and 3 to 5 major hurricanes. The thing that changed is instead of 14 to 21, it's 14 to 20. Hurricanes stayed the same. Instead of 3 to 6, it's 3 to 5 major hurricanes. And instead of 65% above normal, it's 60% above normal. But we are still expecting an above average hurricane season. Of course, the last 2 years were very active, and that might make this year seem extremely inactive, but it's actually been pretty average so far. But of course, like the last 2 years, 2021 and 2020, record breaking. So yeah, we definitely most likely will not get to that point, but I will do like a hurricane season forecast in a later video. This video is just an update on the current tropical events and the upcoming tropical events in the Eastern Pacific and Atlantic. So anyway, let's continue. Moving on, we have the La Nina 3.4 index. It is now negative 0.901, which it has dropped significantly in mid-July, around a month ago. Like almost exactly a month ago, it was negative 0.2. It was a neutral phase. It was still in the negative, but a neutral phase. It has dropped 0.7, and it is now negative 0.9, and it keeps dropping rapidly, and it could be -1 or below in a couple of days because it's been dropping rapidly, as we see right here. Now to move on, let's see the actual temperatures in the tropical Atlantic. 30 degrees Celsius around the Florida Peninsula and Keys, the Bahamas as well, south of Cuba, and in much of the Gulf of Mexico. We're seeing those 30 degrees Celsius, as well as in the north, specifically the northwest Caribbean. We're seeing 28 degrees Celsius and 29 degrees Celsius for much of the MDR, specifically 28 degrees Celsius and some 27 and 26 degrees Celsius spots. But a lot of that 28 degrees Celsius and 29 degrees Celsius waters will be favorable for tropical development in the cases of water temperature. 30 degrees Celsius and 29 degrees Celsius around Bermuda, 27, 28 degrees Celsius off of the southern East Coast and off the northern East Coast, still really only around 24 degrees Celsius, not favorable yet for any tropical development. But then again, you don't really see that there, even though it's already August. But up there, you don't really get the warm waters like you do in the southeast and Gulf and Caribbean. But yeah, it's favorable for tropical development in the southern regions. Now, let's get on to the actual tropics. So we are going to be starting with the Gefs cyclone locations. So and of course, guys, a lot of the things in this video take with a grain of salt. That's what I'm going to say before this. A lot of the things in this video are far out, like week 2. Like a lot of this has to do with the week 2 in the Climate Prediction Center outlook for their global hazards. That moderate area in the MDR, a lot of that has to do with that. And that's what a lot of this video is about. So take this with a grain of salt. It's been very consistent, and some of it's closer, so I want to show it to you guys, all of it. But take a lot of this to all of it with a grain of salt. It's far out because this is really the only thing we see in the tropics for the foreseeable future in the Atlantic. So just take this grain of salt. Anyway, the cyclone locations for GEFS, tropical Atlantic, a lot of these tracks you're seeing right now are not tropical, just low pressure systems. But then you see those around here in the MDR, which is where we start to get our tropicals systems, like named potential. So, of course, they're starting to move west off the African coast around western African coast, and a lot of those are coming from these lows that come off of Central and Western Africa. So, yeah, but still up here, those are just the regular lows. But this is around 192, 200 hours, so this is where we really start to get far out. But we do see that moving on. We do see 960s here, like they show these lows moving into Caribbean, Gulf, Florida, and then up towards the eastern coast or out to the sea. We see the 960, we see a 960, 979 hitting Florida and then into the Panhandle and then to Alabama. But all of these systems, take with a grain of salt. This is far out, but moving on, let's just MSLP SpaghettiOs. If this is easier for you to visualize, let's go. We do see these areas, strong systems, potential. And you can pause the video, but this is really, we see all these lows coming out. Takes with a grain of salt, like I said. Now, if we look at the MSLP 31 members, sorry that you can't see the bottom two, but the SpaghettiO should have gave you a good idea of what all the ensembles are showing. Besides, it's a very low chance that the bottom two ensembles will actually be the ensembles showing the systems. But you should have got a good idea of all the ensembles from the SpaghettiOs and Cyclone tracks. This is just for you to see them separately all at once. So if we move in, we do see some of the ensembles starting to show low pressure areas. But then again, most of the ensembles you're going to look at here, you won't see them for the fact that, well, it probably won't happen. But you see here, ensemble 8 and 9, we start to see something. And I'm trying to, now while you do see all these other areas on the top side of the screen, again, those are the ones that are just not the tropical systems, just the regular low pressure areas. I want you guys to take a look at ensemble 17 and ensemble 23 towards the bottom right. That is really where we are seeing those main ensembles that are showing the big systems. Now, EPS cyclones, I'm only showing the SpaghettiOs because it's really all they had on this one. EPS ensembles. I'm showing 12Z because 18Z is not done loading and it doesn't go as far out. You see it's below hour 360. Meaning it doesn't go as far out. But let's go. Surprisingly, for first time I've seen in a very long time, the EPS is more on board with this than the GEFS, which is, believe me, very rare. We see all these, a lot of these ensembles moving off the coast of Africa or around Leeward Islands, like around 1,000 miles to the east of the Leeward Islands. And we just see all of these ensembles showing these big systems. Bahamas, we have a 950 heading towards the mid-Atlantic. That is very unlikely. Actually, it's practically impossible, but really only seeing in the tropics right now. I got to show you. Now, if this has happened, wind gusts, rain, all these tropical threats. Unless it's out to sea, then we'll only track the wind and wind gusts. Either way, some pretty strong tropical cyclones, whether hit land or not, are being shown. A lot. This is the first time in a while, guys, believe me, that I have seen the EPS being more on board with something than the GEFS. Because the GEFS is usually the model that blows everything up. And, guys, I just want to show you, as you can see here, in the parameters, I don't really have a lot to work with here. And these hurricane, tropical depression, tropical storm knots, I looked at them, and they're really messed up parameters. I don't want to show you to you guys. But anyway, let's look at the GEFS, not the ensembles, just to see what they're showing currently. Again, far out, but we do see this coming off the coast, and then the run ends. Now, all the ensembles where it showed them hitting land, of course, they show it going much faster, 12Z. So it's been very consistent. It's been weakening, re-strengthening. Some have been showing it. It's more of an on and off thing. And hopefully, guys, I'm speaking at a good pace. If not, I will try to fix that in later videos. Ecmwf. Let's go to 12Z because, Now, EPS is more on board, but ECMWF overall isn't. But then again, this only goes out to 240, so we're not just there yet. Navgam, again, not far enough. Icon, not far enough. Oh, let me go to 12 because 18 doesn't go as far. Yeah, not far enough. Well, they do show a low for me. Potentially tropical. But CMC, again, not far enough, but we do see some things starting to come off the African coast. Go to analysis 2 is ocean analysis. And we, again, the Nino 3.4 index. It is going down a lot. And if we could, let's go to the Western Atlantic specifically, because that's where a lot of this is being shown. We have a lot of 29, 30 degrees Celsius waters. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this late night tropical update. Again, a lot of you who are watching this will probably be watching this tomorrow morning, evening, night, depending on where you are. Maybe it's morning for you and you're watching this. For that, to all of you where it's morning or evening or afternoon, I wish you good morning, afternoon, evening, and good night for all of you who are where it's night where you are. So whenever you're watching this, I hope you have a good morning, night, whatever. And I will post another update on this tomorrow, August 16th, a tropical update, and maybe another video on like another winter update or something. We'll see. Because by then the models will likely have changed a lot. Maybe just dropped it all together. Maybe gotten even worse. Maybe got a little better. Stay the same. We'll see. Anyway, have a great night, great morning, whatever. And see you guys later. And thank you for watching. Please consider subscribing, liking, and leave a comment for any questions. Anyway, bye.